What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder, and the legendary Muhammad Ali. And this is something that just really came to my attention. I know that Malik Scott mentioned and said some things about Wilder and comparing him to Muhammad Ali. When I heard it, I was like, okay, whatever, because he said he's the closest thing to Muhammad Ali. But then yet, I didn't know that this same guy, Malik Scott, the trainer, the new head trainer of Deontay Wilder, I didn't know that he added more to that. He said that Deontay Wilder is 10 times more skilled in the ring than Muhammad Ali. For Malik Scott to say that, I know they're friends. I know they have the energy or the chemistry or whatever they're supposed to have together. But for him saying that is so far from the truth to the point where it's insulting. Deontay Wilder started fighting at age 21. We know that. We know, and he will admit that, like, hey, Malik Scott's been training a lot longer than me. He's been in the game longer, but he doesn't have really the physicality like I have. That's why with his boxing brain and my physicality, we can come together and make this specimen. But for Malik Scott to say that he's 10 times more skilled than Muhammad Ali, based on what? Based on what? Like, this is the thing. Fighters of today, they get offended because the fighters of yesteryear criticize them. Therefore, they're like, okay, they're haters. The fighters of yesteryear are haters. They're hating. Like, oh, Deontay Wilder says Floyd's hating on me. Or Holyfield's saying things about Anthony Joshua and back and forth, right? Or Lennox Lewis to Anthony Joshua. That's a better comparison. And we have those things, but then yet it's people like Malik Scott then will say something so tactless by mentioning Muhammad Ali's name. First of all, in the same category is Muhammad Ali. Deontay Wilder and Muhammad Ali are so far from the same. They are not. They are not the same at all. And I don't want to hear the struggle. Those are totally two different times and totally two different struggles. And it wasn't even a struggle that he was referring to. It was where he was actually referring to Tyson Fury and really blowing off his struggle with his people over there. That's why he was mad. It wasn't even something that he was actually saying to address something about his people. He was saying that to nullify what Tyson Fury, because he didn't want to hear it. Okay, so it was actually, it was almost like saying, hey, Black Lives Matter, then someone else saying all lives matter. That's what Deontay Wilder said and done. But anyway, okay, let me come back to Malik Scott. More skilled than Muhammad Ali. Okay, based off of what? His hand speed, his ring IQ, his intelligence, his experience. What, throwing the right hand? I mean, we've just now seen Wilder go to the body and work the body. Like, commit to the body and actually, throwing something that's supposed to hurt you as opposed to just throwing a jab, right hand, jab, right hand. Tell me that's pretty much his arsenal. Coming from a person with blinding hand speed that was great with distance, that knows what it's like to flick a jab, which he didn't understand, and he couldn't have understood what Tyson Fury was doing in the first fight. He'd call that cheating because he never seen someone flick a jab in his face and win with the fucking thing. Tyson Fury won with a jab. He beat Wilder with a fucking jab, a flicking jab. I don't give a shit how loose it was. He was flicking it. Who done that? Muhammad Ali. Larry Holmes, which trained with Muhammad Ali, sparred with Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali's ugly sparring partner. That guy, both of them did the same shit. Blah, 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 blah. That's all Tyson Fury did all night. And when then Wilder would get tired of getting peppered and slapped with that fucking jab, then he comes in But you're more skilled than Muhammad Ali. 10 times as much? 10 times? Come on now. Like the closest thing to Muhammad Ali. Oh, okay. Because, they're both American heavyweights. I get that. But 10 times more skilled? Just saying more skilled is disrespectful. Let me give you an example. How would you put Muhammad Ali in a corner and you think Muhammad Ali is going to let you beat him? I mean, the Ali that was at himself. I don't mean the motherfucker that fought Larry Holmes. I mean the person that fought in the 70s. The fighter of his prime, of his heyday. You think he's going to allow someone like Tyson Fury to do him like Tyson Fury did him? You think he's just going to do this shit here and ball up? Because that's all Wilder does. When he gets hurt, he just folds up like a fucking what do you call it? like a hermit crab. He goes into a shell. And it's not a very good one because he's leaving all of this exposed because he only has this. Meanwhile, Muhammad Ali's moving and everything. You know what I mean? Wilder had no head movement that night. He didn't even know what that was. So, but then yet you're going to compare him to Muhammad Ali. Are you serious, Malik? Now, don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. See, it's not even what Wilder says. It's the people around Wilder that let you know, like, dude, what the fuck are these people on? What are these people smoking? Or snorting or shooting or something? What are y'all on? Because it's like, why would you say that about Muhammad Ali? Oh, he's 10 times more skilled than Muhammad Ali. No, he's not. No, he's not at all. And if you're going to compare anybody to Muhammad Ali based on boxing ability, it would be Tyson Fury. It wouldn't be him. Just because they're both black doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean jack. Okay? That doesn't have anything to do with it. It's the ring IQ and the level of experience you have. Wilder, he's just learned how to throw a right hand and got complacent with it, and there you go. That's why when someone figured that shit out, they beat the piss out of him. That's what Tyson Fury did. And if he does it again, he is finished. He is finished, people. If he does that same shit again and Wilder looks pitiful and don't know what the hell's going on in there, that means guess what? And look, here's the problem. He ain't had an extra tune-up fight to even test this shit out. So no, it's against Wilder. Why? Because Wilder hasn't been in there to try and to test out the new trainer, to see how Malik will coach him round after round as long as it ends. That's the problem. You're jumping because you wanted Fury so bad, you got him. But what you don't want to do, don't have your trainer pumping you up, telling you you're 10 times better than Muhammad Ali, and that's supposed to be Wilder's favorite fighter. And if I'm Wilder and if I had any integrity, I would say, Malik, don't say that shit again. Okay? Don't say that again, because I started when I was 21 years old. He started when he was 5 or 6. So there's no fucking way that I'm 10 times more skilled than a guy that I admire. So stop. That's what I would tell him. But see, Wilder, his problem is he's so accustomed to people boosting and pumping his fucking head up to the point he will allow that to be said. Oh man, you just lying. You're just lying. So stop. Okay? I didn't even see this until someone brought it to my attention. So I had to counterpunch it, people. You gotta tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys can counterpunch. Peace.